Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Survivor Gamer with a live episode, Tale from the Roads. We got David.
Woo-hoo!
We got Tadpole, as always. And we are live from the road, from the seat of the cab, hauling butt down the road. And we are here to entertain you. If you hear this show later on, it's been uploaded to our episodes, and you can always email us at talefromtheroads@gmail.com. You can also catch us on Instagram and YouTube. And my YouTube and Instagram is Your Guy on the Road. You guys can say yours if you wish to say them, self-promotion, sell out, if you will.
My Instagram is trucking_patriot. I'm still working on getting me a YouTube channel. It's up and coming. I just got to figure out some ties, and figure out how to do a lot of stuff.
Mine's Trucker_Dave_23.
Roger that. All right, guys. It is March the 27th, 2025. And I want to start off the show by saying April is on the way. And if you rapscallions play any pranks on me, I've had a really tough week. I don't be playing no April Fool's jokes. You know what I'm saying? I guess, because it's been a rough week. How's your guys' days and weeks and all that? How y'all been doing, man?
Making it, holding on, It's been rough, and trying to keep your head above water.
You're getting married this weekend, right?
Yeah, that was something I wanted to talk about.
He's tying the knot, brother. He's getting married. He's no more single. No more. He wasn't single, but yeah, he's getting married. How's that going?
It's going good. We got everything we need for the most part. We went to Sam's last night and bought like $1,000 worth of food to feed everybody, and now we're heading up to the place now to set up, at least starting to set up and getting everything ready for the big day. It's nerve-wracking the closer it gets. We've got a day and 12 hours.
Now, are we going to do a traditional pagan ceremony, blood offering, kneeling at the altar, sacrifice yourself to your wife, make sure she knows to poison you with arsenic, or is this just a traditional wedding where you're just going to say, I love you, babe? I'll be your guy.
And then we gotta watch the wolf cry to the blue corn moon and ask the bobcat while he grins. Yeah. We're doing traditional in a sense, what you would think, but we're twisting it up a little bit too. We're getting married at the foot of the cross because I'm a firm believer in my faith, and I've guided her toward God, and
I think that deserves a cheer.
It's a lot.
Guys, settle down.
oh man, thank you. Notice the innovation.
They're cheering out a spike now.
It's like the longest cheer ever.
And another thing that a lot of people you don't really hear about anymore is we have decided to do what they call a salt covenant. And for those of you who do not know what a salt covenant is, back in the day, the days of Jesus and, the old times, salt was more precious than gold because it was hard to come by. It was expensive. It was hard to get to. And a salt covenant is you've got you got a bowl of salt and 2 bags, and her bag's half full, my bag's half full. You take a scoop of salt. I put a scoop in her bag. She puts a scoop in my bag. And the only way to break that covenant before God is you got to extract them exact grains of salt that you just put in that bag, which is impossible. So it's a unbreakable covenant. So
that's what's up.
We've decided to do that.
Fresh into the studio is Jonathan Wainwright.
Good round of applause.
Everybody say what's up to Jonathan.
What's up, Johnny?
Right, John. If he's
Where'd he go?
Well, he's in the show. It takes him a minute. It took us a minute to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a phone call. He should have a headset. He's in there. He's in. He's definitely in.
He's used to stone tablets and chisels too.
Yeah. You there,
Hey,
Johnny?
look. We can't all be electronically sound like some of y'all.
Robert.
Well, the thing is he's in the studio. I see him as a talker. He's a speaker. I just can't hear him talking. But he's definitely live. If you got to, hopefully his headset's connected and all that to his phone. That's all it takes. Sometimes it's complicated.
That's Big John.
That is.
Pretty
That's an interesting thing, the sock covenant. My sister did a similar thing with sand. Sand. So
it's pretty much the same thing. The salt was just, as I said, salt was more valuable. It was hard to come by salt, and it was precious. It was more precious than gold back in the day. And
I don't know if you know this or not, but that covenant would be great until one night you're sitting there at the table and you run out of salt, and you need to put something on your baked potato.
Oh man, that's when you just that's when you put a little bit of cheese and bacon. That's it. There's enough salt and bacon. You don't need to put salt if you got bacon on it.
Baby, they only had unsalted butter at the store. Well, we do have our covenant salt.
The only thing that's going to suck about this wedding is the poly, man. It's
1 second, guys. You are talking.
Yeah, David, the only thing that's going to suck is this pollen is, oh my gosh, it's killing like lemon pepper chicken, man. I'm over here turning like a Love's hot dog. Trying to get all this crap off of me.
Yeah. I'm over here right now I'm in right outside of Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
And normally, my Lambo is blue, but today it's looking kind of greenish yellow.
When I got my pickup this morning, I cranked her up. She looked like something off of what is that game? Fortnite. She looked like she had a starburst, something coming out. I just seen a puff of yellow smoke coming out where all the pollen was coated in my exhaust and on the bed. When I hit the gas and then the wing gets to blowing, I look like I'm powering up. Be a transfer.
There you go. That's good.
Man. But we've already went through. We bought a bunch of Claritin and all that, and we're excited. They said that it's going to rain a little bit, and she was worried about that. But
let it rain. Hell, there's tears of joy.
I'm telling you,
tears of joy.
And the, I grew up really old school, and the Alabama folklore, and I don't know if it's the same everywhere, but our folklore is if it rains on your wedding day, it's a good omen. It's a sign of fertility, abundance, and a strong marriage. So,
oh man, fertility.
Yeah, well, I mean, we want to have kids.
Lord, I mean, you know what? Your wife should definitely have kids. I don't know about you, man.
Hey, I'd have some sexy children. Okay, I don't want to hear it.
That's a lie.
This is 260 pounds of pure sexiness. Water. This guy's eating these lines.
You know what? Wait a minute. You know what? That sounds hot.
Bite me. I don't want to hear it.
Hey,
about that.
By the way, I'm getting Johnny in right now. He's just having technical difficulties. Y'all keep the show alive. Keep talking.
Oh, we got you.
David's got jokes. I wish you guys driving Freightliners would learn how to grab speed. I don't know how to grab gears or roll.
Oh, man, I wish you guys driving them Volvos would go ahead and hit that Bruce Jenner Clinic and get that transformation you've been looking for.
Hey, don't be hating because we blow your doors off.
That's not the only thing.
Damn, I walked right into that one.
Oh, yeah.
Damn. Hey, $1.4 million.
Yeah, hey, it is what it is.
Hey, I'd do anything for a Klondike bar.
$20 to $20, brother.
I'm telling you.
Oh, man.
Freaking 20 it's a war zone. Usually it's 65, but the freaking 20, it is terrible today.
You know what? I used to think that Georgia, the only part of Georgia that sucked was Atlanta and the surrounding areas. I've come to realize that everybody from this state can't drive worth a damn.
You ain't kidding. Hey, I'll tell you, everybody thinks Atlanta's bad. I'll tell you something that's getting close to Atlanta, which might be almost worse than Atlanta, dude. That's Orlando. On the 4.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I avoid that like the plague.
All right, I'm
I
back.
try to.
I'm back.
We
I
try
got
to.
Johnny. I got Johnny the text message. All right.
Okay. Usually we try to avoid it, but when they give us like a Lakeland or an Arcadia or something, and then we got to shoot up to Savannah, really the reasonable way to go so you don't have to blow much time off is hit
Yeah.
that 4 and then hit the 95 and shoot straight up. But if there was another way that wouldn't cost so much time, or if we could take the turnpike or something, it would be nice.
All right. Johnny's back in.
Hello?
Yeah.
There he is. And he's the man, the myth, the hour, the legend, the guy that drives and survives and stays alive. Oh, we can hear you. We can hear you. No. We can definitely hear him.
Cameron?
I can hear him, for sure.
I hear something. I don't know if it's him or not.
I heard him talking. I heard him talking.
He cut in and then cut out. I heard it for a split second.
Tell him to take the pecker out of his mouth. We can't hear him.
PG-13.
Yep. Sorry.
I hear him.
Good.
I think I hear him.
I don't know.
Let's sing him a song. Hello, darling.
Well, I don't remember. I don't know the problem he's having because he's in the chat.
Remember, I had that before, and I eventually had to just keep closing the app, and eventually it'll eventually connect. It's weird. I don't know why it does that. This app can be really, really frustrating. And
well, I think you could join straight from the webpage.
Yeah.
I joined straight to the app. As soon as I seen live, I click
on it and hit the, yeah.
I'm trying to get him in here. But.
Oh, it's fine. You know,
I want him to get in for sure. I want him to get in for sure.
I agree.
Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or ask the grinning bobcat why he grins?
Johnny doesn't like technology. He's very technologically well, yeah, and he's gonna get it. We're gonna get him
like
in.
Me?
Yeah, we're gonna get him in. We're gonna get him in for sure.
Not really a big fan of technology, neither.
Me neither, but Rob's he's turned me on to a bunch of different things of technology that's helped me. I like, hey, a lot of people don't know this. If you ever get in a truck driving, for those of you that are listening, and you get your Ram McNally GPS, most people want to type in the address to where they're going.
Oh, no.
The best thing to do is type in. Yes, exactly. Put them coordinates in because the address that the company may give you may go to their corporate office, around the corner.
That's
the entrance is a total different
close
place.
the app. Sometimes you got to. We heard you talking. Well,
I can hear you.
What I would do if I was you, because you cannot be on the phone for like 5 minutes when this shit happens. Turn your headset off. Turn your headset back on. Reconnect your Bluetooth, right? And then open the app and then come in because it's just like a phone call. It's just like Discord. You know what I mean? And then when I see you in the chat, then I'll just invite you as a speaker, or you can join straight from the webpage and we're going to get you in. Fuck that. We're going to get you in.
PG-13.
Oh, I'm cussing on the camera. Ah, look at that. Y'all got me cussing. PG-13. I said a bad word. Well, sometimes things happen. I'm trying to get Johnny in. I didn't mean to cuss. I didn't mean to do it. Sorry, guys.
Well, hold you accountable.
That's all right. I'm going to call your daddy and tell him.
Hey, his daddy will sit there and say the same word right back to you.
All right. That's one thing I will say. Yep, Papa Knowles, man, he is pretty nice. He's a good guy.
Oh my goodness. What is this?
I didn't mean to curse you guys. Sometimes, hey, this is an explicit show, so it does happen. So I apologize for saying the French word. Well, he's not technologically advanced. He's going to get in. But if you're listening at home, sorry, I slipped the word. We are truckers. It does happen. But I only cuss once, right?
Yeah. It's called Tourette's. It's called Tourette's.
All right. Check this out. We're in the show. I'm going to bring it up. I want to talk about something that I think is interesting. Yeah, Johnny, you're a speaker. Can you hear us? Johnny, he is
You
he is in here, dude. He
you
has
might have to
got a
do
green
like
light.
you might have to do like you done with me.
I sent him a text message.
No, like do a couple test runs when we're not live and just see if he can connect that way.
There's no reason why he can't. It's something with his phone or something. Something's going on. I want to talk about Bigfoot.
You talking about yourself?
Yeah, I want to.
You got two trailer parks.
Right. I want to talk about Bigfoot because I was recently watching a show and I saw some new technology. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys believe in the big man, the Bigfoot, the legend, Sasquatch?
Yeah,
Y'all believe in that?
of course.
Okay.
Dude, I eat Jack Link's beef jerky. Of course I do.
Bro, I truly believe in Bigfoot. I think it's an actual, serious, real thing. And I know it's real or whatever. And I have seen a lot of shows, a lot of photos, a lot of episodes, a lot of crap, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
the thing is I've recently been watching a show called Finding Bigfoot. Exhibition Bigfoot, excuse me. Exhibition Bigfoot. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that show. And it's kind of weird. It's like fakey. I mean, it can be, you could think some things are staged, but a lot of scientists are on that show, a lot of physicists, a lot of people are on that show. And there's a lot of renowned scientists on the show, and too, they're not liars. Like they would never be there. So the other day, and I started Googling this recently too, before the show had it, and it was so interesting that it was on there. You guys, do you know what LiDAR is?
I've heard of it. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. So LiDAR is basically an X-ray, if you will. And what it is it's a laser scan of the environment. So what happens is a drone or a helicopter basically goes over an area and they shoot millions and millions and millions of laser beams at the ground. And what it allows them to do is literally see through the trees. It lets them see through everything and sees the topography of the ground in a way that you cannot see it. They found pyramids. They found tunnels. They found all kinds of Mayan civilizations because you cannot peer through the canopy. Okay. So, but this LiDAR can, so they can see the actual ground and what's underneath the ground at the same time, like hidden valleys and hidden buildings and stuff like that. Well, a lot of people believe that Bigfoot, okay, can mess up cameras. If you guys ever watch a Bigfoot show, it's always shaky or it's this or it's that or whatever, right? Well, the thing is basically a lot of people believe Bigfoot can cloak itself. Now, a physicist was in the lab and showed that we have the ability to visibilize soldiers. He showed the technology. He says if we could create this in a lab, then surely nature can create it naturally. So basically, the people are thinking, because if you look at old 35 millimeter reels and Polaroid pictures and older cameras, there were clearer pictures of the supposed creature. But if you look at these new digital cameras, cell phones, and stuff like that, okay, you are having problems getting the picture. Okay. So I think a lot of people think Bigfoots can affect EMF and they can affect technology in a different way because they have, I don't know, something about them. Well,
telepathic type.
They're not telepathic, so to speak. But the thing is they have the ability to mess up your camera, to mess up this, to mess up that. So I think people should be shooting it with older cameras. But check this out. The LiDAR X-ray stuff in that way I just explained. If Bigfoot the physicists thought the Bigfoot might be using its hair to move it, you know, how things move their scales and stuff. And if it is, it could literally bend and refract light around its fur. That's why you can't see it. Well, when somebody stands in a LiDAR scan, it really pisses off the operator because the operator gets a ghost image and it screws up his scan and he's got to start all over. All right. So they got a LiDAR image of a person in the woods bending over with a conical head, the feet, the whole 9 yards. They got a Bigfoot on LiDAR. The LiDAR operator did not know what it was and said, gosh, dang it, nobody's out there. Nobody's behind the tree. They got a LiDAR image of a Bigfoot.
You're robotic.
Well, they got a LiDAR image of a Bigfoot. You see? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Oh.
Yeah, it's better.
You got a LiDAR image of a Bigfoot. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So the LiDAR makes a ghost image of a person. The LiDAR makes a ghost. Tell me if you can hear me.
Okay.
The LiDAR makes a ghost image of a person. So the LiDAR took an image of an invisible Bigfoot because there was nothing there with the naked eye, but the LiDAR caught it and made a ghost image of it. And it looks just like an ape, like a big conical head Bigfoot. So now there's LiDAR operators doing this, and I don't think Bigfoot, if there's such a creature, Sasquatch, he doesn't have the capability because I believe Bigfoot, do you guys know what IR is? Anybody knows what IR is?
No.
Okay. So remember you guys said I love technology. IR is basically night vision, but you use an IR light. It's a flashlight, but it's naked. It's invisible to animals in the naked eye. But if you use a camera, it sees like a lit up, like a spotlight. If you ever watch these shows where it's like lit up like a flashlight, you think they got flashlights on? Those aren't flashlights. Those are IR lights, and what they are only visible through a certain camera. So you could see like a flashlight, except for it's invisible to animals. It allows National Geographic and people to film these lions and stuff so you can see them. And it looks like they're illuminated, but it's actually IR. So it's pitch black. I believe that Bigfoot and Sasquatch can see these IR lights because they're not visible to our spectrum. Well, anyways, LiDAR is impossible to see, and they cannot get around it, and they can't camouflage from it. And I think it's going to be a new way to discover that Bigfoot is actually real and get actual photographic evidence of this creature. I know that was a mouthful. What do you guys think about? So what do you guys think about LiDAR and the technology of this Bigfoot crap? I think it's super cool.
I think it's really cool too.
I don't know. I'd have to have better understanding of it.
I mean, Google it. It's crazy. So Alabama's got an urban legend, dude, and it's been spotted so many times, and it's called the White Thing, and it's a big legend. It's originated down in Mobile, Alabama, and they say it's a white Bigfoot. It looks like a white Yeti almost, but it's got ginormous feet, and it says every 5 years or so it comes out of hibernation, and it stalks the streets of Mobile and Foley and Baldwin County and all them down there. And it's crazy because there might be more than one Bigfoot. There might be a whole
well, if
species.
there is such a thing, there would be different versions of it, like humans. I believe there's a dog man, there's a this, but David, this LiDAR is scanning technology that literally nothing can avert. It scans everything. It makes a ghost image of a person because it's scanning that it's basically like it's not an X-ray, but it goes past the clothes. So it makes a ghost image of the person. And the LiDAR scanner people get mad about it when people get in the way of their scans. If you go to Egypt and you LiDAR scan the desert sand, the lasers can penetrate under the sand and see what's underneath it.
LiDAR actually just found that
LiDAR
above the
in Egypt. Yeah, that's right. They found the pyramids and found those tunnels. So LiDAR is amazing technology. They're taking it over in South America and they're finding Mayan temples. But if a Bigfoot cannot refract light because there's too many laser beams, dude, we might have a different way of searching for a creature that definitely exists. I believe it exists. I believe that Patterson-Gimlin film is definitely 100% legit. I believe that Bigfoot's real.
Well, I heard that the one in Alabama, the Yeti one, the one that looks like a Yeti, I hear that one's getting married this weekend.
I'm not Bigfoot. I'm Big Belly. I like to eat.
Get in my belly.
Well, I brought that up because, man, and because, I mean, dude, the thing about this creature is I drive a truck, and I've been driving trucks for 21 years. I've never seen one cross the road. I've never seen one on the side of the road. And I've been on some back roads. I've seen some weird stuff, some Ranger rigs. I've had some knocker in. I've had some weird stuff happen to me. Okay. But I've seen a bear. I've seen really weird wolves, but I've never seen a tree peaker. And, I don't know if that's ever going to happen. A lot of people used to say, well, if a trucker hits one of these things, that's how we're going to know. Science doesn't care about hair, DNA, footprints, scat. They have to have a body. If they don't have a body, the animal doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
and unfortunately, neither does a motor carrier. When you hit that thing, yeah, you're still going to get that put on your DAC report.
Yeah.
Not.
No doubt.
Hey, it's speaking of the knocker, dude. So Richard was listening.
He told me, yeah.
Did he tell you?
Go ahead, tell the story.
So, Rob's got this tale in one of our little episodes on this podcast and YouTube called The Knocker. Well, our buddy Richard, he's getting back into driving truck and he's riding with a trainer to teach him about how to do flatbed. Well, one night he didn't know that the trainer was up. And he was listening to the podcast and he listened to that episode. About 2 nights later, Richard was asleep and they had stopped to fuel and do their brake and stuff. And the mentor started messing with him and started beating and knocking all over the truck door and freaked Richard out. He said he was scared to get out of the truck, open the curtains, anything. He was still freaked out because that episode was still fresh on his mind.
Well, the thing is the knocker is an episode. It's definitely an episode on the podcast. I have some more episodes like that coming. Bear with me on that. But yeah, the knocker happened to me in Laredo, Texas. It was a freaky tale. It was scary. If you guys want to check that out, if you're listening live right now or you're listening later, go to the episodes. It's in season 2, episode 1 or whatever. It's called The Knocker. And he said he scared the crap out of him because that story scared the crap out of me because I lived it. Okay. And how does somebody knock on the roof of your semi and you don't feel nothing shake? You know what I mean? It's just, but yeah, dude, I just been recently checking this Bigfoot stuff out and everything. And I thought this technology was so cool that they're using LiDAR on accident and they could scan for creatures because they could see animals and stuff in the forest as well. And so I don't think Johnny's going to be able to get on today. We're going to have to work with that eventually, by the way. Sorry about earlier.
You're fine. We got to figure it out.
Well, he gets irritated, but I want him on the show. I want other people to get on the show, but you've got, some of these headsets. I don't know, like they're all working for us. We're going to have to help him get on. We're going to have to figure that out because when people call in, they should be able to use their headsets, but they're going to have to figure out how to do that. But also it could be buttons that he's pressing. It could have been muted. It could have been anything.
Right. Oh man, did y'all hear about that? They finally finished charging that fella on the I-35 crash with Amazon. Amazon's going through a lawsuit with that. It's rough. I feel bad for them families.
Well, the wreck how he wreck. I mean, that was egregious how he even did that in the first place.
It was. Did you hear about that, David?
You talking about the one that killed he was going, traffic was a dead stop?
Yeah, he was that foreign driver and he was driving leased on with Amazon and they found he was under the influence of alcohol and a couple other drugs and he killed, I think, like 6 people and there were 3 more that were injured in a crash on I-35.
Unfortunately, Amazon can't be liable for him doing drugs, No. If they put him in the truck and he passed the minimum requirements, but if he's on drugs, if he's on alcohol, that's really on him. And it's kind of a shame. It's kind of a shame because it just depends on what the family can get for money on that,
They're suing for $100 million.
Yeah, but that's just one family. But how do you sue a company that's leased? He's leased. So he's toting the Amazon trailer. Who's his DOT carrier? That's who they're going to sue. They can't sue Amazon because somebody's toting their trailer. That's just a brokered load. They'd have to sue the insurance of that guy specific. That guy's the owner op. It falls under his insurance and his LLC. You see?
Uh-huh.
So
And that is why we say no to cheap freight.
that's right.
Problem.
That's right. That's right.
It's crazy. You know, when I was delivering at Opelika Walmart yesterday morning. You know, Rob, I think you delivered there too, David. Y'all know how big them bays are at Walmart. The back end of them doors are pretty freaking wide. I sat there and I watched the guy get out of his truck. And he had, flip flops on and baggy sweatpants and a shirt and that thing on his head. And it took him almost 30 minutes to back into the door beside me. I tried helping him, but he didn't want to hear it. He said he knew what he was doing. And then he almost proceeded to almost take off the nose of this decked out long nose on a stretch frame sitting on the other side of me.
Oh, wow. Dude.
Oh, my.
Dude. How about I'm at Publix in Deerfield Beach? By the way, on your Guy on the Road Instagram, there's a video of me backing. I tried to pull out my phone. I'm at the door at Deerfield Beach. I'm sitting there talking to my son. I had my son on the truck. And all of a sudden I hear a bang. This truck's backing up by the truck next to me to the left. And they're going into the dock. He smacks the dude's trailer. Not once, not twice, 3 times. At this point, the driver in the cab is screaming, hey, oh. The dude's yelling at a trailer. The dude in the cab. Okay, what do you do if you're getting hit? What do you do if a trailer's hit your trailer? David, what are you doing?
I'm hitting the air horn.
All right. Miles, what are you doing?
I'm in the air horn and getting out.
Oh, stop right there. Stop right there. You're getting out. No, you're not. Guys, this is a perfect example. This guy opens his door. No. This guy opens his door while the trailer's on his trailer. He pulls forward and yanks the guy's door completely off his truck. Just smacked his door right off. Right? So then the guy backs up again, and this time the trailer's got the door attached, and he starts coming inside the door. He starts coming inside the cab of this dude's truck because the door is no longer on the truck. I leapt out of my truck. I was going to film it. I leapt out of my truck, jumped on the stairs, and went bang, 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 bang. Hey, you're hitting it. Oh, my God, it was so bad. He got out. They started fighting. I stopped them. I got in the middle and said, guys, calm down. You're tired. You made a mistake. It happens. You got insurance. Let's just call the police and settle it. And that's what happened. They called the police. But what a bad day. And so, Miles, no, you don't get out. You stay in your truck and you buckle down, but go out the passenger side. If you are going to get out of the truck, go outside the other door of what's getting hit. Because that dude literally creamed his door and took it off.
He played with his life.
Yeah, because he could have died. Because he dove when the guy started backing up and the trailer started coming in the cab. The guy dove on the passenger floor. Oh, I was so scared. I just couldn't believe that happened. I could not believe that happened. Couldn't believe that happened. David, I bet I can make you say the number 5.
Oh, okay.
I bet you a Slim Jim I can make you say the number 5. How about that? All right. You want to play?
Sure.
Have you ever heard the riddle? Yes or no? Be fair. The riddle that I'm telling you. That's where you answer. Okay. All right. What's 3 plus 1?
4.
What's 6 plus 2?
8.
What's 5 plus 1?
6.
What's 10 plus 2?
12.
What is 10 minus 1?
9.
What's 4 plus 2?
6.
Gotcha. I told you I'd make him say it. I told him I'd make him say, I told you I'd make you say 6, bro. I got you. I got him, Miles.
Yeah, you did.
I got you.
Nah.
I did. You said 6. You did.
You said 5.
You. And that how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. Psychological warfare at its finest from Survivor Game.
Oh, I was waiting. I thought David caught on. I thought he.
I almost thought he was. No, you said 5. I almost thought he was going to get me, but I made you say 5. You owe me a Slim Jim, and I want the big fat ones. It's called the Savage Slim Jim. FYI.
I'll give you a Slim Jim. All right.
Yeah, for $1.4
Yeah.
million.
Yeah, I bet.
Hey, speaking of your son, did you drop him off at the house or?
Yeah,
I dropped
my son off at the house temporarily to hang out with his school, and then he's coming back on the truck in a couple weeks.
Okay.
So, yeah, I had to drop him off for a minute. I'm on the way to Denver, Colorado now, and I'm going to drop off a carpet load and then come back down. But, yeah, David, it'll be a Savage Original Slim Jim, and I'll take that, and foot-long segments.
A foot at a time.
1.4 million's a lot.
Yeah, it is. No, it's not enough. No, I got my mom on that joke the other night. It was hilarious. She said, "You said 5. I didn't say 5." I said, "Well, you just did twice." That's a slick little joke, yeah.
It is. You got me with it one time or something like that before.
Oh yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. If there's two flies sitting in the kitchen, which one's the cowboy? David?
The kitchen?
The one sitting on the range. Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, hold on. I got to get something to drink. That was dry.
Yeah, it's dry.
Oh, man. No,
all right, let's switch it up here and let's talk about behind the scenes. All right, we're going to talk about behind the scenes. Okay. Now,
sure.
Behind the scenes. What I like to do is talk about what behind the scenes. What do you mean? Well, we all see truckers in the cab. We all see us driving. We all see us yelling at the traffic and blowing the air horns. But behind the scenes of that, tell me a couple things, only a couple. We'll start with David, of what goes behind getting in that truck. You're going down the road. Tell me something that people don't see. You getting prepared. I need to know. I want to know a couple things, just 2, of what happens behind the scenes of driving a truck and what goes on before you ever get in that driver's seat and hit the road.
Well, before you get in that driver's seat and hit the road, first of all, you hit yourself with a pre-trip. And that pre-trip, that's where you go through the whole truck and trailer. Make sure you are safe to ride today, because you got to keep in mind, we're hauling 80,000 pounds at any given time. Them brakes better be on point, because if they're not, you're going to kill somebody. You may not kill them, you might injure them, but still, we don't want no problems. You check on the safety of the vehicle. Me, after that, I get back in my vehicle. I make sure to get a radio check, audio check on my CB, because a lot of people don't realize.
What's a CB? I haven't seen those ever. That's a joke.
You know what?
No, but people just don't write anymore.
I wish it was a joke.
Should be a law.
It should.
Miles, give me 2 things behind the scenes.
First thing I do when I get up before I hit the road, I got to get that coffee. That coffee's it's a lifeline. That coffee keeps you going and helps you get your day started off at least to a good start. And
right.
I sit there and I'll pray over my trip, over my truck, my trailer, make sure the roads are safe, pray for, those who are passing me, that they don't pass me too fast and they pay attention, for God to be my hands upon the wheel and my eyes.
So you're just not a crack smoking, trash throwing, doo-doo bag eating truck. You're religious. You got God.
That's Western Express.
Well, the thing is people don't realize that some of us out here believe in God and we love God and we're sinners, but we try.
Every trucker should.
Every day.
Now, the first thing I do behind the scenes, all right, I pray at night and all, but the very first thing I do when I open my eyes any day of the week is I check the weather. That's the first thing I do. I check the weather. The first thing I do, behind the scenes, before I get in the cab, before I drive, I check the weather. I really do, because the weather to me, besides praying, is the most important thing that I need to know. It's going to decide my entire day. The weather's going to decide my entire day. The next thing I do, the very next thing I do, okay, is I look around outside the truck before I open that door. I peek outside that truck, even if it's daylight, and I make sure there's nobody standing around my truck. I make sure there's nobody creeping around my truck. I make sure that nobody's trying to like break into the door or anything. You know what I mean?
A great truck driver once told me, best thing you can do, release your brakes.
That's right. I do that. I release my brake. What I do is I just push them in.
You're the one that told it to me.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I like to pump my brakes a few times because I want to, if somebody's hiding under that trailer, they're going to hear them brakes and think I'm fixing to take off and they're going to dive out front of that trailer. Whether they don't know is I'm just pumping the brakes. I just release them a little bit. You know what I mean?
You got to check up under them trailers and inside them trailers if you empty, especially.
Yeah.
You get homeless people crawl up in them just to stay warm or break.
And make a list Like make a list of things. If you don't know, you can't remember. If you gotta have a routine, you know what I'm saying? Make a list. Like, you know, especially if you're a new driver, if you listen to this show later on, you're listening live, make a list. It's not a shame. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do that. Step 3, release my brakes. Step 4, do that. You know, it's not a big deal to make a list. I mean, you know what I mean?
Make a routine and stick to it.
Because your journey as a truck driver can be summed up in this statement. You're only as good as your last load. And that's sad. And that's sad in this industry, but you could be somewhere and you could have one bad day and ruin your entire career, your entire life, or somebody else's life. You know, so.
Right. And you go to prison behind it.
That's right. Because if you don't check that truck, like you were saying, pre-trips, they're throwing drivers in jail now for the tire. I watched a video of a woman blow 2 steer tires at once. They were like, God bless that driver.
And she didn't put that thing on. Yeah.
Listen, here's the deal. You know what I said? Do a pre-trip. Because I've never in my life seen 2 steer tires blow at the same time. And it wasn't. Now, I get what you mean. Yeah, it was a good job. And you were about to give her a compliment. But look at it from my perspective. I'm not saying that the other steer tire couldn't have blown the other steer tire with a. No, that ain't what happened. They both blew at the same time. There was obviously something wrong with those tires. She should have done a pre-trip. I guarantee you those tires are cracked. David, I've been driving 20-something years. I've never seen 2 steers. Not at the same time.
Miles, you ever done a 15-minute pre-trip?
It's not a 15 minutes. It takes as long as it takes. Sometimes it takes me 15. Sometimes it takes me 30. But the way I tell, like when I was a mentor, I always told my students, however fast you log that pre-trip, you better be prepared to show DOT that exact same speed.
Well, what he's saying is a lot of times, and I get what you're saying, David. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hey, sometimes there's people that we're just out here, we thump the tires and haul butt. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. If you're going to do that, check the things that matter the most. Right, David?
Yeah.
I mean, the steer tire, I've never seen 2 steer tires blow simultaneously unless she ran over something. And the video from her dash cam, when they showed the other perspective, there was nothing in the road. Now, did she do a great job and all? Oh, yeah. But I still think that she didn't do a pre-trip. I guarantee you those tires were damaged before she ever took off. I mean, I know it. There's no way they weren't. I'm sorry. I just,
the truth is in that matter, it would depend on what state she was in.
Well, I just
if
believe
she was
that.
in Texas and it's dead of summer, yeah, she probably did a pre-trip, a 15, 20-minute pre-trip from the inside the vehicle.
Well, all I'm saying is
if she was in Wisconsin, it was dead of winter.
I could see if the right steer tire blew, shot something over and hit that could happen. But it didn't go boom, boom, and went bam, and it was both at the same time.
Now, do you think she could have hit something in the road and that's what caused it?
That's what I thought. But see, she had complete camera footage and hit nothing. What I think happened is she hit something the day before and it sliced them, pulled some of the rubber off, no pre-trip done, drive down the road, bam. That's because if you hit something in the road, it's pretty much a quick reaction if it's going to blow like that. And if you hit something in the road that bad to where you think something's wrong, you should be pulling over. So either way, I'm not saying the driver did wrong. I'm saying that the driver is suspect, in my opinion, for either hitting something right then and there and didn't pull over or not checking her tires. Because I've never seen in my entire career 2 steer tires blow at the same time unless they were not already damaged or she hit something. And if she hits something like that, she should have pulled the truck over and went, "Oh my God, I hit something let me check this right now." In my opinion. I'm not always right, but I mean, I've blown a steer tire. I know what it's like. And I'm telling you right now, it's scary.
Yeah.
It's not
Thank
for
God
everybody. It's
Hey,
not
what's
for
the
never
first
done
thing
it.
you did? You hit the brakes?
Oh yeah, I slammed it up. First thing I did was when I blew the steer tire, I knew what to do. I took my foot and completely put it behind me because I did not want to touch the brakes. And you literally have to let that thing just roll till it's about 5 miles an hour and then ease over. And then you hit the brakes after the fact when you know you're going less than 5. When you blow a steer tire, there's just
got no
right.
control.
You got to put it neutral, just ride out. You cannot turn that wheel and you got to ride it till it's over. You know what I mean?
You hit them brakes, it's gonna pull it the way that tire
That's
flew.
right. You don't want that. You don't want that because you got no friction. You got no friction. You're just on a daggum rim. Hey, when I blew my steer tire and rode on the rim for about 3 football fields, the guy said, "All right, yeah, you blew it. Okay." And he rode on the rim 10-4. Do you need a new rim? Yeah, I think I do.
No, I'm riding on wishes and good dreams. Just bring me a tire.
I mean, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Is it extra to put air in that tire?
Do you know what I'm saying?
It costs extra?
I've never done it.
We need a tire. We need a new rim.
Do I need a rim? I got an aluminum rim. That's what I did.
I hope it'll be a while before that happens, or I hope it never does, but I know it's possible at all times.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely always possible. With me, I try to do pretty decently thorough pre-trip. I learned very early in my career how important a pre-trip is.
Well, I'll tell you something scary. I pre-tripped my truck for 30 minutes the day that my steer tire blew. And the bad part was when we got the tire out of the cornfield that went 100 million feet, there was not one mark on the tire. It wasn't shredded or anything. It just beat it off. There was not one mark on that tire, and it just flew off the rim. About 50 minutes into my trip while I was driving in Nebraska on the 80.
Oh, no.
How did that happen? Out of curiosity.
All I did was drive straight and never hit nothing. My wife was in the truck and everything, and literally I felt a shudder. I was like, that feels odd. Then I felt a horrible shudder, and then whoop, there goes the tire. Just flew right off. And I mean, flew off the daggum rim. When we got the tire, the guy went to go and he just studied it, the tire man, and we could not for the life of us find any mark, matter of fact, he put it on the damaged rim and inflated it and it stayed inflated.
What the world?
Michelin requested that tire to go back to them. They took it back. Michelin sent that man, when I called the people, you got called because I had to call I was a lease owner operator. I literally found out later because through insurance because I had escrow, that tire was sent back to Michelin for inspection. Don't know what that was all about. Don't know what that was, but that did make me feel good, Oh, David dropped off. Don't know what happened. We're at the top of the hour. So, we'll get to wrapping it up. I don't know what happened to David, but maybe he hit a bad area. I like to talk real quick about, how and why we created this podcast. And I'm just going to say, I created this podcast to connect truck drivers. And I hope that you guys are taking this out there and spreading the word. And, I hope that if you guys listen to this, or if you're not a truck driver and you hear this show as an episode, I hope you like it enough that you spread the word and put it out there. And, it's just a few guys out here talking about whatever. And, maybe you call into the show and you get on, because we'd love to have people on and we like to talk about all kinds of things. I created this podcast to connect all kinds of people because as a truck driver, we see all kinds of people, from people from Arabic descent, Ireland and Scottish. I mean, I've seen people from all over the world driving a truck in America. It's an amazing thing. And the podcast is just there to connect people. You know what I mean? So, and why do you like being on the podcast, Miles?
I mean, it's just nice to be able to inform people and give people a show. It's nice to be able to give people information and answer questions and just be able to talk and cut up and be ourselves. You know, we don't have a script. We don't have nothing we go by. It's just raw, unfiltered feed. You know, we're straight from the road, and you can't get no better than that. It's better than
That's why I leave all the,
sitting it off
the
with.
glitches in, especially when I can't get people on. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up right there. You got any final words you want to say?
You know, just, if you see a trucker today, thank him because we give so many sacrifices to get your stuff to you.
Right on. Well, guys, till next time, this has been Tale from the Roads. You can catch us at talefromtheroads@gmail.com. You can go on the Instagram, Your Guy on the Road at Instagram. You can see Your Guy on the Road at youtube.com, at Your Guy on the Road. It's your underscore guy underscore on underscore the road. Have a great day. Be safe. God bless everybody. God bless truck drivers. David's here. You want to go ahead and say something for the end of podcast, David? We're at the top of the hour. We're going to go ahead and call it. Oh, he just left again. He said, nah, I'm not. He must be having trouble. Guys, survive and stay alive till next time. This has been Survivor Gamer, Tadpole, David, Johnny when he was here, saying God bless truck drivers, God bless America, and God bless everybody in the world. Have a nice day, and we'll see you next week at a random time. It's like a pop-up. It's like a surprise. Later.
Later.
Peace.